Hello everyone, something a little bit different and an extra treat for you on Pitch to Pod this time round. USA boss Emma Hayes. She joined me for a quick chat about everything from reality shows to her mate Mauricio Pochettino. We were talking about the news that Sky Sports are teaming up with Xbox and Football Manager 26 to help find the next generation of female football managers. There's a chance for you to launch your own career and be the next Emma Hayes. If you want to find out more, just follow the link in our episode notes. Right then, we grabbed 20 minutes. We were both sat in our own front rooms, and it turns out, as the boss of the USA, meetings over Zoom is something Emma's quite used to. You must be used to doing loads of interviews and chats on Zoom, particularly with players now.
Most of it. Do most of like all my pressers and things like that, and then in my individual meetings on it. It's fine. I've got used to it.
Does it change stuff with the players, that kind of, doing it remotely, as it were?
No, because then I get intense time with them when I see them. So when we're in camp together, sit and have coffees or whatever, and they'll ring me in between. So it's no. I think you don't get to deal with as much of their dramas, I'd say, which is nice.
Thank God.
Yeah. I will take that. I will definitely take that.
Has that been one of the wins from going to being an international coach? I don't mean the drama, but you do get a little bit more distance.
Just, I never thought about it, to be honest. I think just not having to go to a place every day, like go to the training ground every day. I think that's probably the biggest wins. But you have to be organized in a different way. I mean, you really my Zoom calendar is pretty full on and has to be because you don't realize how much preparations there are to do. It's not always about upcoming camps. It's like the coordination of so many other things. So it's a completely different job.
Yeah.
Completely different. It's more strategic in some regards.
Are they allowing you that, as in you're having more of an overview of everything, how you want it to be, pathways? And I know you had a lot of a hand at Chelsea, but
it's just who I am. I don't know if they asked for me to do it. It's just who I am.
You just were.
Yeah. It's just the way I work.
We're talking mainly because of this tech tie-up with Football Manager.
Yeah.
How can tech in that way, or a game like Football Manager, how can that change things, influence things, particularly with women's football?
Well, I think one of the things I've always tried to champion is the visibility piece, and can be so sometimes disheartening when I see so limited females in the space, not just of coaching but across the game. So I think something like Missing Managers and this initiative not only brings to life the importance of the fact that we've got to give more opportunity to women, and we've got to create even better ways to do that. I think is something that's very dear to my heart.
Less than 9% of coaches are women, which just seems blooming ridiculous. I was about to swear then, but to even fathom that.
Well, when you think about the growth of the game, that's what I always preface is the game is growing at such a rate, and I do think it's important for girls and women to have more female role models. And so it's not just about the coaching piece, it is the role model piece and being guided, particularly, and I say this all the time, if we want girls to stay in the sport and not drop out in early years, we have to have a better understanding of what girls go through and have the right conversations so that we can connect with them. And for me, the absence of female coaches plays a massive part in that.
Who's that on? Whose responsibility is that to up it?
Well, first of all, we have to position it for a female lens. And so often we copy and paste everything from boys in the men's game, which I think is a failure of the system. I think we have to reflect on, well, what does work for women to be in the game? Like, how can we make it accessible for them to be able to do that? I've always talked about like the importance of maybe job shares, or maybe more online courses, so that people that some people are managing families or are carers, and so the sacrifices you have to give up, that sometimes I think it's been inaccessible for people to stay in. And then of course the mentoring piece, mentoring people through that process. So I think it's the system, and there's every one of us within it. I think we have to be much more intentional in its design.
There's a lot in what you just said. For you, after having Harry, that was tough, right?
Yeah.
Had you not had that support around you, do you think you could have walked away from the game?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely, uh, I think I was very fortunate to get the support I did, but I was the privileged one. I was the one at the top end of the game that was getting support to be able to do that. But I was also doing it in the dark too. Like, I didn't have a role model to follow in that situation. And I think that's why I've always wanted to be so public about talking about being a parent in coaching, to try and normalize it as much as possible. But I think that it must be so difficult for so many if you don't have family support or you don't have club support to be able to do that. I think that whether you're a youth club, amateur club, pro club, how intentional are you being at not only bringing women into the coaching space, but keeping them there and thinking at it through their lens, not through a male one.
Well, you've spoken about anxiety
Mhm.
post giving birth to Harry.
Yeah.
How bad did it get?
Um, Listen, I think every woman will tell you when you give birth, you go through um quite a lot around your hormones. I think that probably takes place for a good 12 months after giving birth, where they're up and down because your body's been through quite an intensive period. It takes a while to settle down. And also, you don't have to, you're not thinking about yourself anymore. You have to think about a little one. And when you've got a little person you're having, you entrusted with, that in itself creates a natural anxiety, but one that you have to learn to deal with. I think for me, my anxiety grew probably more so with menopause, but something that a lot of women have to go through and they have to battle. And unfortunately, our system is not set up to support us. We have such little recognition and support in and around menopause and working through menopause, that no wonder women go through a really difficult time.
Mm. And sometimes we can feel like we're losing everything, as in, I heard it described recently as stuff stolen from you in just that moment.
Yeah, it's it the Japanese refer to it as like a second spring, and you have to view it as being reborn, and so you have to learn all over again. But you have to use your wisdom as a super strength within that, and be kind to yourself, because um there might be some things that become really challenged in that, from brain fog to sleep issues to, anxiety, as I've spoken about. So I think recognizing that it is a very, very different time to premenopause is one that makes the acceptance a little easier.
So, who did you lean on?
Oh, my mum's been my massive support. Like, my
Mm.
mum has been brilliant for me, to be honest with you. She's taught me an awful lot about this period of my life, and I'm so grateful for her in that. Um, Someone who's um, been invaluable at this stage to really guide me in this part. And I I certainly know that since I've become a parent, how important my mum has been to me, and because becoming a parent is the hardest job in the world.
I was about to say, but you couldn't talk tactics with her, but I know you have because I remember sitting with you. I think it was a World Cup in France for breakfast. Your mum was there, Harry was there, and we were talking tactics over breakfast. You were using like the mustard pot and everything else, and telling me how England were going to line up, and it was true. But who do you lean on in a manager sense? You said there were no role models, but do you pick up the phone and talk to other managers about what you're going through?
Oh, do you know what? I've always had mentors. I've always had support. Across my career, I've always had a community around me. To be honest with you, and the people I work with have been, Denise Reddy, I've worked with for 25 years as, not only one of my best friends, but someone who I trust implicitly and can have great conversation with. And yes, I call coaches around the world because I've got players playing around the world. And that's always something that I can absolutely empathize with and always enjoy the interactions you have with managers, because unless you're one who don't really understand the job, that's one thing I think we can all appreciate.
Yeah, I saw a lovely photo with you with Mauricio Pochettino as well about how you love
Yeah.
your interactions with him.
Oh, I love Poch. Yes, I had coffee with him the other day, which we do. Well, we do connect, and very excited for the World Cup for him next year, and always good just to chat about football and chat about the US and all the things that we're doing to support each other. So yeah, I love my time with him.
Please tell me you'll be sitting at breakfast with him, telling him tactically what to do and set up.
No, never.
He might be a bit more receptive than me.
Listen, he makes an amazing coffee. I'll give him that.
I'll
No
remember
matcha
that.
for me. He makes a great coffee.
Carney the other day said that you can always spot an Emma Hayes coached player. What is
Oh,
an
you
Emma
can?
Hayes coached player? What do
Don't
they look
know.
like?
I don't know. I don't
Is
know.
it her?
Oh, definitely Kaz Carney. Yeah. Twinkle toes.
Have you been watching?
You know what? I watch it retrospectively. My mum watches it obsessively, and I'll make sure I watch it because I know I'm watching her, and I think she's been fabulous. She's been. Do you know what? She dances like she plays football, and some of those quicker dances, they suit her. It just reminds me of her running down the wing or cutting open a team somewhere. Yeah, Karen Carney is definitely an Emma Hayes type player.
And she's obsessed with Strictly, so it's brilliant to see her on. Would you
Good.
do something like that?
Oh my
Alex,
goodness, no.
well,
No.
maybe not dancing. Alex Scott's going into the jungle.
No.
No.
No, I have no interest in doing anything like that. No.
What is it about you then that means you'd steer clear of that?
I'd do Celebrity Traitors.
Oh, you would.
I'd do Traitors. I'd like that.
I saw Wayne Rooney putting his hand up to do it as well.
Great
next year.
game. I love it. Harry and I love it. Brilliant.
Is that one of the ones you sit down and watch every
I
night?
love Traitors. Yeah, I definitely like Traitors. Jungle, no chance.
All right, we'll start the Traitors plea for you to be in it now. Someone else who's a Emma Hayes type player, Millie Bright. She's going to, fingers crossed, should be playing, get the record WSL appearances this weekend.
Wow.
What is it about her, apart from clearly just stepping up, being on the pitch for this long?
It's what she puts herself through.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like a superhuman. She's an iron lady. She is so diligent. She'll do everything she possibly can to stay on the pitch. I think she's one of the most persevering people I've ever met. Demanding as a leader, drives a team, like absolutely drives a team. Fans and everybody else might not see the impact she has when she's on the pitch for the team, but she's immense as a leader. She's colossal. And a big softy, big heart, big softy. I think, I mean, that's an unbelievable achievement. Another one for her. Like she's done so much in her time. The amount of winning, just truly remarkable.
Did she challenge you?
Yeah, every day. Every player challenges me. That's what they do. If Well, sometimes they won't like a decision that's taken or something that's happened. That's part and parcel, like building the right relationships to so that they can say those things. And they're not perfect. I've made millions of mistakes, and there's lots of things I do not get right. But in someone like Millie, I've listened to, and I trust her perspective, and she'll always be straight up with me, and I've always valued that.
Emma Hayes, make mistakes. I won't have it. What would you say is the biggest mistake then you think you made with the player? What did you learn from it?
You do it every day. Like, it might be you just have to, I think like any job or anything you do in life, it's all about like improving, how to get better at every element of it. Like I said, I don't approach my job from a position of perfectionism, just that I'm always trying to make progress every day in it.
Where would tech, going back to sort of Football Manager and our initial start to this chat, how would tech help that? Maybe if there's someone that's not sure of their own abilities at the moment, can it translate from that gaming platform into being out there on the pitch?
Well, I think you can use gaming as to open a new pathway into football. That in itself is like exceptional. I mean, you have to think that just in 2024, there was only 21 female coaches in the UK with pro licenses. So can you imagine the impact gaming might have on the interest within the game? And inadvertently, this campaign is one that, is offering to educate, fully funded courses for people to do, and in turn, hopefully that has an impact on the system. That for me is unique what they're doing, and one where I think will connect with the next generation in a way that really speaks to them.
Kind of also gives the women's game an opportunity to do things differently, because I wonder if there are sometimes we try and do this carbon copy, and you said a bit earlier about taking too much from the men's game, and I think there's potentially things to avoid as well from taking from the men's game. Would you say?
Yeah, I'm a massive advocate of positioning everything through a female lens. Everything. So, whether that's how we experience a game, how we play the game, how we manage the game, we have our differences, and of course, there's lots of similarities. And of course, there's lots of amazing things to take from the men's game, but the women's game needs to be positioned through that in its entirety for it to make the next steps. So I've been an advocate of that for a long time, and I think even more so with um this game, you got the chance to do it in a way that works, for women.
Do something differently. The
Yeah,
WSL has grown massively, even in the short time since you were in it.
yeah.
But is there an uncomfortable truth about the women's game right now that people inside football don't talk about, that we should be talking about?
Uh, do you know what? I don't put my energy into. I put my energy into the places I can make the most impact. Um, and for me, I'm in a different position now where I'm able to influence an ecosystem in the US as opposed to a club, and I'm in a position where I can impact players through a strategy and development that is positioning the United States where it needs to be, and one that, like I said, I put my energy into things I can impact.
Would that energy transfer one day? Do you want to come back to the WSL?
I mean, I've stated, on more than a million occasions, I'm more than happy in the job that I'm doing. I love, love, love coaching USA. it's the honour of a lifetime, and I am absolutely not thinking about anything else.
I know, but your mum was heartbroken when you left Chelsea. I mean, a mended
She still
heart would be
goes.
to come. No, I've seen her. I've seen her.
She goes. She goes. Is like, listen, as long as she goes, I've got a lot. My nieces go. Family still go. Like Chelsea will always be with me. It will never change.
Don't tell me Emma Hayes doesn't sit there and think maybe one day England.
I am. I could not be happier doing the job I'm doing. I've got a World Cup in, hopefully, to qualify first, and if we do, that's in Brazil, and then there's an Olympics in LA. My mind is solely on that.
Hey, I've tried. I've nearly signed you up for Celebrity Traitors. Maybe one step at a
No,
time.
I know it'd make Harry happy. I know he would like to see me do that, but genuinely, I have less time. I've got more structure. I've got more time on one hand and less time on another because the amount of travel I have to do with this job. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it in.
What about a game with him tonight of Football Manager? Is that something he might do?
Oh yeah, no, he will have me. He will have me on Football Manager. No problem. He will definitely be on Football Manager.
Would he play you though?
He has played me. He has. Look, this is the thing: is if you create something with that representation and normalize that, it it removes all the stigma that comes with it. That's why Football Manager is leading the way, because doing that and normalizing it makes it so much easier for the next, I don't know, Emma Hayes to come through one day and have a slightly easier path.
I hope so. Emma, thank you as always for the little knockabout from one thing to the other. You masterfully go through it all, and I can't wait to see you one day. Maybe it'll just be my wish that you're back managing here. But for the time being, enjoy the US, and thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Caroline. All right.